What up, folks? Good morning. I see everyone in the chat. I'm
Oh,
already.
it
I'm already
updated
gonna,
on your side? It hasn't
yeah,
updated on
I'm gonna
mine.
go ahead and talk about this one comment from Michael Kraus. Said, "I'll be on the road, but I should be listening since my wife finds Steve's voice much less annoying than Ryan's guitar playing."
I mean, that's fair. Let's be honest.
Let's go.
Good morning. So we got Joe. We got the bad guitarist Andrew. We got
Michael Kraus. We got Justice.
Earl P.
I should say Fuzz Imp Justice. I'm working on I've got like 7 videos I need to work on, notwithstanding the giveaway video, but a couple of them I'm working on include this number right here.
Did you say 7 videos?
Yeah, I've got like 7 videos. Gonna do one on this thing right here, which is rad as hell. Then I've also got this one.
Nice.
Yeah, I'm really in love with this hammered bronze finish. And I have a couple of more coming from Justice at some point. So I'm going to have the whole family in hammered bronze. That's the plan.
Where can I? Sorry, I've been trying to figure out how to do a thing.
Oh, I got you. I can do lots of things. So,
good morning, Noise Bloom, Paranoid Goblinoid, with a RAR.
Redskin Garage, Amanda Coombs.
Amanda's birthday was yesterday. Joe's birthday was yesterday too, I think.
Happy late birthday, Amanda and Joe. Look at that.
What in the world? Okay, times.
Maybe there's something about birthdays and guitar and like July 5th. Is there something about July 5th we don't already know about? 7-5. I don't know. Because I don't know too many other folks in the sphere who all have the same birthday.
I don't know.
Let's see who else we got.
July 5th would have put let's see 7. That's like a Halloween-ish.
Yeah.
Thinking a little too hard about this.
Yeah. Searching for Tone, Richard Clark. Okay, I think we got everybody who's commented. Oh my gosh, look at Fuzz Imp with the super chat.
So that's what I'm trying to figure out. So we've got these members things. There's a whole thing about giving away channel memberships, but I don't see where I have the option to do that.
I don't know how to do that.
On the creator side. There's supposed to be a way to do that on the creator side because you're supposed to get 5 free ones a month.
Oh, really? Do y'all have channel members? I'm sure y'all do.
I'm wondering if it's because I'm doing it through StreamYard.
Oh, maybe.
I'm not live on YouTube. I'm live through StreamYard, which maybe means
oh yeah, you probably have to do it on the YouTube side. StreamYard probably doesn't have whatever that API integration is.
Yeah, I was hoping that I could do it through like because I'm logged into the chat as 60 Cycle Hum.
Yeah. Well, we can sort that out here in a break. Let's get started.
Anyway, yeah. Well, there's nothing. I don't think there's anything to sort out. I think it just doesn't work.
Okay.
But that's fine. I'll look more into it later. Anyway, man.
How are you?
I'm doing all right. It's like it's I don't know, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, me too.
That's been the theme of the last like 3 weeks is just like I'm tired.
Well, part of this is my fault. I stayed up until like 2 o'clock, 3 o'clock in the morning playing Assassin's Creed Valhalla, and then got to bed. And so like I woke up at like I maybe got out of bed 30 minutes ago. So I'm still waking up. I'm having my first cup of coffee. I've already shotgunned a monster. We should be good to go. What's new in your life? What do you have that's new that you haven't or aren't going to cover on the show that we can save we can talk about on the live stream?
What's new?
Because I've got lots of new. I
don't know if I have anything new. I mean, I talked about this a couple of weeks ago. Where is it?
Love that feeling.
Actually, this is a thing that I talked about this past week because we recorded last Tuesday. But it's the Keeley Dark Side.
I've had one of those.
It's cool. I really like it.
Yeah, it's sort of like an all-in-one Pink Floyd tone machine.
Yeah, I don't think I processed phaser or univibe or flange or rotary as Pink Floyd sounds, but apparently.
Ooh, I know that rotary's a big deal. I think David Gilmour used the Yamaha rotary with the 3 like triple rotors at the top. I don't know that for sure, but that pops up in my head that was the one he used. Because like it's really interesting because David Gilmour used tones that most people like we recognize, but he used weird equipment to get them. Like he liked analog tube delays, but he used the Benson Echo Rec instead of like the what's the other? Oh my God, Space Echo or the Echoplex. He didn't use those. Right. Then for rotary, he didn't use the Leslie or the Fender Vibratone. He used the Yamaha like weird rotary cabinet.
Gotcha. So this also has a delay in it, and it is a Benson Echo Rec type of delay, which sounds super cool. Some of the blending options are a little, I'm still trying to figure that out. But the fuzz sounds great. It's like all usable settings. Max filter, no filter, max fuzz, no fuzz. It's all pretty like musical, which is neat. That's a thing I feel like a lot of fuzzes tend to at the extremes tend to go out. This one is limited in. I paid so this was B stock.
Oh, okay. I paid
$50 for it. I
do find that's really insane. $50.
They were reading me off. So I got this at the Los Angeles Pedal Expo, Synth Pedal Expo, and I got a tip from on Instagram that Keeley had B stock pedals under the table. So I go in and I go, hey, I hear you guys have B stock pedals that you're selling, and they ran through a list hella fast. Like bam, 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 and I'm like, what? And it was just too fast, and I just I was like kind of confusing the guys. Like, look, like I was like, oh, did you say Dark Side? And he's like, yeah. He goes, I go, I don't really know a lot about that one. He goes, well, even if you're not into Floyd, you should get that one because it's $250 off.
That's okay. That's insane. I love that. I liked it when I had it, but it was like early on in my getting back into gear phase, and I was like trading a lot of stuff instead of buying. So I got it for a little while. I was like, I don't really do multi effects the way it does it, and moved it on. But it was really cool. I think I traded it for a at the time, which is crazy. This is crazy because I probably traded something else with it, but I think I traded it for a Chase Bliss Warp Vinyl Mark II.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think I processed that the Dark Side was part of their workstation series.
They did the Hendrix one, the Monterey. That's like Hendrix in a box.
Well, and there's also just the ones that they had the mod workstations. That they did for a while. I don't know if they still do, but
I'm letting my ADHD get me. I know this Michael Krause because Tomon bought Hughes and Kettner, right? And he said hoping they'll redo the Rotosphere. Mine's over here. It's wired in. I was actually thinking about selling it because I just don't use it. It's really inconvenient to put on a pedal board because it's massive and it takes 12 volt center negative.
Good grief.
And so it's a big problem. And then I plugged it in. So it's just going to become a studio tool. So that's actually probably my biggest. I'm waiting on the quote. I should be getting a couple of quotes today to finally break ground on building the studio in the backyard.
Nice. Congrats.
Yeah.
You say today on a Sunday?
Yeah. But the guy,
he's
a contractor. He doesn't care. He's got work to do.
That's fair.
He's going to get me a quote. Steve, talk about your base. Talk about your white base.
Yeah, so that is let me go grab it. It'll be easier to talk about it if I'm holding it.
It is an Italian-made Italia base that he's going to tell you all about because I believe Grant from Big Ear gave it to him. Let's see if he repeats all the things.
Every once in a while, I wish I had one of those Dan Electro attached to your desk guitar holders.
Oh, yeah.
This is an Italia Mondiale. Sounds like this.
I love that bass.
This is an Italia Mondiale in white. The back of it is like a totally different color, which is interesting.
Oh, it is. It's cream.
I think it's in part the nature of the back, I believe, is, it's actually wood. This top is all plastic. So I think it just ages differently.
Oh, it's probably because the front that's the color of the plastic. I bet the back actually has a lacquer over it that ages.
Yeah. And then I got this actually was sent to me by Grant from Big Ear Pedals.
Oh, look at that. Called it.
So
I said all those things while you were grabbing it because I was really curious. I was curious if I got it right. Yeah, they're really rad. I'm looking at some of their models. They are I think they're really cool. They make a guitar version of that.
Yeah. I like the guitar version.
Amazing.
So that's it. It's a very cool bass.
Yeah,
I used it a lot. This neck pickup is muddy, as it's a mudbucker style bass. And then the bridge has a piezo in it. Michael Cross says plastic. No, it's composite tone resin. I don't know what they actually call it on their website.
Let's see. I have it pulled up so I can tell you. Mondale Classic. But does yours have the sliding thumb rest?
Yep.
Weird. Rezo glass is what they call it.
Right here.
Yeah. That's cool. I like that a lot, actually.
Yeah, it's cool. Is the piezo good? No. I mean, it worked like in this style actually. So there's two outputs.
Mm-hmm. One's for the piezo, one's for the electric.
Yeah, and I think there's also, if I remember, there's like a blending function, but I honestly don't remember. I could be getting that wrong, whether or not you can actually run both through the same. I think you can run them both, or you can run them separately. Blend
in the bridge piezo to create unparalleled unique tonal textures, or use the piezo on its own for the true acoustic bass sound.
So I think the thing is that it's just super bright. It gives you because the neck pickup is so dark, you kind of just dial in the piezo sometimes to kind of get a little bit of punch back. Redskin Garage's slider is just a thumb rest,
which is so wild that it's just got a moving thumb rest. Let's see, who is this? Said let's see where oh my gosh, they went by and now I can't find it. Maybe they deleted it. Oh, there it is. Mark Spurgeon said, sup 60 cycle hum. Ryan is in space. He is not here. This is our, I don't know, tri-weekly takeover.
Something like that. I think this one is like a 5th week.
Yeah, it is. It went a little long with 4th of July, plus I was out of town last week. We were going to stream last week, but I was in Philadelphia, having the worst flying experience of my life.
Oh, yeah. I saw you post something, but I don't know what.
So on the way to Philadelphia, I was supposed to leave out. I was supposed to be in Philadelphia at 11 a.m. by my original plan. Then some things came up. I needed to move that flight. And so the next flight I could get that same day, I had to drive to Birmingham to get to it. And because to get out of my local airport, the only option they had was like to upgrade to first class for like either $1,000 or $2,000.
Right.
And I was like, oh, that's not happening. The flight alone was only like $450 round trip. I'm not upgrading for 4 times what it was. So I drive over to Birmingham, and on my way to Birmingham, I get a notification that my flight is delayed out of Birmingham to get to Atlanta. And that would have meant I had like the narrowest window possible to get on my flight to Philadelphia to get my connecting. But I had talked to the folks at Delta. They said, yeah, I would risk it because you're coming in at this gate and your departure gate is like one gate down.
Gotcha.
Same terminal. Like that's as close as you can get. I was like, okay, we'll risk it. Well, then I got notification while we were flying that net connecting flight was delayed. Then they delayed it again. Then they delayed it a third time. And my flight that should have left at 7 p.m. ended up leaving Atlanta at 4 a.m.
Good grief.
I landed in Philly at 6:30, got to my hotel by 7, and then I had time to shower and get to my 9 o'clock meeting that was an all-day meeting, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. And so I didn't get to sleep again until 9:30 that night. I had been awake at that point for 39 hours.
That sucks.
Yeah, it was bad.
I would just sleep through the conference.
I couldn't. I had to go. It was one of those things like because
no, I would be there, but I would just be sleeping like.
Well, I got lucky. I caught like a second, third wind, and like I was fine. And even then, we went to dinner, and I caught like a third wind, another one at dinner. And there was a part of me that wanted to still hang out because it's kind of like NAMM, right? I see all of my day job friends, and I want to hang out, but I'm like, y'all, I got to go sleep because I know that when I crash, I'm gonna crash so hard.
Right. And this was all last weekend, right?
Yeah, that was technically Friday last week. Not this past Friday, but the one before that.
I at least know Wednesday a bunch of flights were like canceled. My sister was supposed to fly from Vegas to Huntsville on that Wednesday. And they delayed her flight to Thursday morning. So it was like a Wednesday afternoon flight. They delayed it or Wednesday morning flight. They delayed it to Thursday morning. And the event she was supposed to go to was on Thursday. So I think she would have arrived in Huntsville after the event was over.
Well,
hey, Mark.
Apparently Atlanta, supposedly, they claim it. I'm going to assume they have some data to back this up, like when Guitar Nerds calls themselves the #1 guitar podcast. Atlanta claims they are the busiest airport in the world, which
I believe that is actually correct.
I do also. I think that's true. But so Atlanta had some really bad storms come through for 2 days, which grounded a bunch of flights. So when the busiest airport in the world gets backed up, the entire country at least gets backed up because suddenly nobody can connect there. They've got to redirect to Charlotte and Dallas and these other big international airports that can handle the traffic. Nashville can't handle the additional traffic. That's not a big enough airport. They're not going to redirect them to Evansville, Indiana.
The busiest airport top 10. I'm looking at it. This is from a website called OAG. I do not know what OAG is. Let's see. It's a flight database.
Oh,
some kind of travel the leading data platform for the global travel industry. So, the #1 ranking is based by number of seats that traveled through that airport.
Oh,
so 62,743,665 seats traveled through Atlanta, Hartsfield, Jackson. #2 at 60,236,220 was Dubai. And #3 at 55,204,580 was Tokyo Haneda Airport.
Wow. Okay. So I love this stat.
And then #4, just to round off, #4 is Heathrow, and #5 is Dallas Fort Worth. And before I take this super chat down, Fuzzimp is running a 20% auto discount this weekend.
Go get some fuzz amp.
Go check that out.
This pedal is super rad. I really enjoyed the little bit of time I got to work on it. Even though I now have one, I'm still going to try to convince Justice to do a Fallout 4 colorway of this.
Just blue and yellow?
Just blue and yellow. Because look, it looks Fallout 4-ish already.
Yeah, I can see that.
See, Justice, I spoke it. Now you have to do it. So I got really curious about how many people work at the Atlanta airport, which I can never remember, the Hartsfield something.
Yeah.
63,000 people work at the Atlanta airport.
That's wild.
More than double the population of the city I live in works at the Atlanta airport.
So, I mean, and that's a small town. That's more than a small town.
Yeah. 25,000 people here. Yeah, that's a big town.
My wife and I talk about this a lot, and we tangentially follow a singer-songwriter and his wife, who's a YouTuber, maybe the other way around. But it's more like we just follow people complaining about them. We don't actually follow them, which is it's the snark subreddits and whatever.
Right.
And but they always refer to Oceanside, California as a small town. Oceanside, California has a population of 174,000.
Oh my gosh.
Oceanside, California is part of an area in San Diego known as Tri-City, which is 3 cities with a total population of 400,000. And of course, it's on the north end of San Diego County, a county with a population of, I think, like 3 million. And someone called him out on it, and he's like, well, I never leave Oceanside, so it feels small. And it's like, there's probably some truth to that, but I still don't think you get to call it a small town just because you never leave the 4 city blocks that you live in.
There was a job in my day job field where they were interviewing someone for the job in a very small town of like 15,000 people, like very small town. It's my hometown where I'm from. And they kept talking about, how they love small towns and in the interview. And they finally just asked this interviewee, what do you consider a small town? They're like, 100,000 people.
Jeez.
We're like, there's 2 towns in the entire state that have more than 100,000 people. So
let's hit this question. Here's an interesting question from A. Cyprian. Does anyone make an expression pedal with jacks for 3 or 4 other pedals, one volume pedal, but using on multiple things? I don't, not that I know of. Apparently, just looking at it, Saturn Works makes an expression pedal.
I've got you.
That's only one.
You got it. So here you go. Because this was actually, I'm going to be honest, this was something I thought I was going to invent. Because I like the idea of creating something and having it out in the space, even if I don't start a company. In fact, I'm working on another design for something, but I thought, because I had the whole Strifecta at one point, right? And I was like, oh, I want to control expression, all of these pedals, but I don't want 3 expression pedals on my pedal board. I wish there was a box I could plug my expression pedal into that would then control all of those and save the settings as I switch which pedal I'm controlling, right?
Yeah.
And I went as far as to start talking to Rick Matthews about steps I needed to take to design it. I was going down this rabbit hole. And then I discovered that it existed. So it's the Mission.
Are you going to tell me what it is?
Yeah, the Mission Engineering Expressionator Multi-Expression Controller. It does exactly what I just said. You plug one expression pedal into it, and then it into 3 different pedals, up to 3 different pedals that use a expression pedal, and it controls them for you. It saves your settings as you switch between which ones you're controlling.
Interesting. All right, I'm posting that to both chats. I also made it so the chats show up on screen.
I saw that.
Let me know if that's annoying. It looks like it only shows like 3 or 4 at a time, so I don't know if it's actually worth it. It's not like Twitch. Twitch has like a big ol'. It's StreamYard trying to be Twitch.
Yeah, it's exactly what it is. So yeah, Ace Cyprium, you had the exact same idea I did. Like I had this idea like 2 years ago, and then I discovered that existed, and I dropped the entire thing because why am I going to try to put something on the market that Mission Engineering has already done? You know, kind of the standard in the game of expression pedals and control.
Gotcha.
So,
all right. I pitched this.
Hold on, before you do, my other new. I got to talk about my.
Oh, new. You got another new. Let's do another new.
I've been on this nostalgia journey. A Cyprium, no, I did not end up buying it because I ended up not using that much stuff expression controlled. Let me go grab something real quick. Talk to the people.
Okay, bye. Man, you know, normally when Ryan throws me on the spot and just is like to go talk to people, whatever, I'm like, yeah, sure, why not? But I don't know, man. I'm just kind of tired. But I do see that Mythos hat in the background. Zach is a little obsessed with Ghostbusters. I think there's a lot of Ghostbusters. Zach has a question for everyone in the chat. Let's see what Zach's on YouTube. The chat's already. That's true. Chat shows up behind them and makes them all unreadable. What? I don't know.
Okay.
What that means. Richard says on YouTube the chats already show up. Posting chats shows up behind them and makes them all unreadable. Does it?
Oh, interesting.
Because I'm looking at it on YouTube and it looks normal to me. The chats are on the screen and the chats are on the side, unless there's some kind of overlay on a different version of YouTube.
Interesting.
Really oh, maybe on the phone would it look different?
Oh, it might. So, also, Zach, I'd rather live in a world where only Gibson style guitars exist. But also because Gibson has something with 3 pickups, kind of like a Fender Strat. And
the live chat's down below. I don't, Richard. Yeah, I'm very confused. What are you watching on?
All right, while you figure that out.
So would you rather live in a world with only Fender style guitars or Gibson style guitars? Well, one thing I learned recently is that apparently Gibson is running IP infringement against every 335 shape on the market.
I saw that. It's so stupid. It's so stupid.
Otherwise, yeah. Oh, yeah, that's true. But now you can see both chats.
Yeah.
You could see the 60-cycle hum chat and the 40-watt chat, but I guess there's not a lot there. So, yeah, I guess like.
Oh, no, let's leave it because I didn't think about that it shows the chat from my channel as well. Because I do know there are a few people that watch it over there. Thank you, those of you that watch it on the 40-watt channel. So I've been on a nostalgia journey to rebuild my first guitar rig.
Earl says, hold on. Sorry, I'm stalling you out. When did that 335 news go out? I've just been seeing screenshots of it.
Yeah, same. I've seen screenshots of it.
So I've seen it once. I did reach out to the legal team that did it.
Oh, Richard's watching on a TV.
Yeah, that's why.
That's it.
So,
okay. So,
no, dude, we're not out of focus. You're just high.
No, I'm not out of focus. That much I can assure you.
I'm gonna take it down then. If it's inhibiting TV people, that's fine. I'll take it down.
So I walked into my local shop recently, and I've been sort of eyeballing these because they're cheap, but I didn't want to pay for one to be shipped to me, right? Because it's an amp. But my local shop was selling my first amp, not my actual one, but the model like it.
Yeah.
And so I bought it.
Oh, nice.
This is a PV Audition Chorus.
Is it actually stereo?
It is actually stereo into 6-inch speakers.
Nice.
So it's really rad. It's essentially it is the chorus circuit because PV was notorious for just lifting things. It is the chorus circuit from a JC 120.
Oh, full on.
So yeah, it's a true stereo to the speakers, and it also has 2 preamp outs, so you can use the preamp and the chorus as like the biggest pedal ever.
Yeah,
as a chorus pedal.
Into like, and you can run those. Are they separate outs?
They're separate outs, so it's essentially, it's not truly stereo. It's actually wet dry, because it's chorus.
Right.
So,
yeah.
But yeah, they found it was a good price. They had already replaced the speakers, which is good because those speakers that are in these are trash. They had the originals. I do have them if I wanted to get them reconed and put back in here.
That's cool.
Also, I need to get in here. It's one day. One of the speaker posts is stripped. Like one of the speaker mount posts is just stripped, and so it just twists. So whatever. I'm not too worried about it because I'm never gonna gig this thing loud enough to rattle it. You know what I mean?
Right.
So I got this, and that sent me on a journey looking for my first pedal, and I found one. This was my very first guitar pedal.
Oh yeah, we talked about this not too long ago.
This is the Morley Diamond Distortion.
Did you find it for under $200?
I found it for, I made an offer of $75.
Nice.
And which is not as little as I'd hoped to pay for it, but it's also in outstanding condition. I mean, that's about all you could ask for. This thing is this thing started my lifelong confusion about distortion versus overdrive. Because this is not a distortion pedal. This is an overdrive pedal. The only thing missing is one of the 4 rubber feet. It's a good thing to have a drawer full of them.
What's going on with that power box, whatever? It's got like rivets in it or something?
Here?
Yeah.
That is the battery compartment.
Then there's just holes in it for reasons.
Well, one is the slider. That's the slider. And then the other one,
to latch it in. Yeah.
The other one is the thing that holds it attached to the.
Gotcha. Okay. That's what I was confused about.
Yeah. So I've been on that journey. It's been a lot of fun. I'm working on a video I want to do about, was my first guitar rig good? Spoiler alert. No, it wasn't. Especially the overdrive channel on the amp is the worst thing I've ever heard. And but I'm still looking for my first guitar. So if anybody who watches this has a line on a Jackson Performer Series PS2 in teal green, it's got to be the right color. Do not send me the blue one. Send me the teal one.
Right.
I've had a lot of people send me the blue one. I'm like, that's not the right color. And if I'm going to do this, I'm going to do it. So,
let's see. This is the. Hey, Keith, welcome.
Yeah, look at that new member.
This is a picture. This is the oldest version of my pedal board I can find. This is not my first pedal board by any means. This picture is from what year is this picture from? 2007. So maybe like 5 years into my playing.
Man, there's some classics on that board.
Yep. This super phaser I was borrowing from Ryan. This Ibanez chorus, I think I traded for a volume pedal, or maybe I traded a volume pedal for it. I don't remember. The only pedals on this board that I still own that I can remember are the delay. I still have this delay. I might still have this foot switch somewhere, but I'm not sure. But I still have this delay.
I mean, if you don't have that foot switch, I've got like 3 of them. You can have.
I built a tap tempo, so I didn't need it anymore.
Yeah.
I don't think it's soft switching, but I have it because I built it before soft switching was really a thing.
Right.
And then this tuner I still have because you just don't ever get rid of Boss tuners, especially after you engrave your initials into them.
Or you just got to find somebody else whose initials are SR.
Yeah, basically. But I think everything else on here I replaced not too long ago.
Man, that Jekyll and Hyde, the big home plate version.
Yeah, hated it.
I love the idea of them.
Yeah. I just could never make it do anything that I wanted it to do.
Yeah, I never had that one. I had, what was the other? I know there were like a couple of others. What was it the Route 66 was like overdrive and distortion?
And then the H2O was chorus and oh god, I should know this.
Route 66 may have been overdrive and compressor.
It's overdrive and compressor.
Yeah. Okay.
True Tone H2O is chorus and delay. Chorus and echo.
Reskin Garage, yes. If you find one in North Carolina, please let me know. Let's see. I'm gonna Jackson PS2. There are pictures of them. There is one that's parted out on Reverb that is sort of tempting, but I don't know that I want to go through that. Let me see if I can. I want to find examples of both the blue and the teal and explain why it's not the same. Okay, so here we go. So let's share screen, or I'm sorry, they call it presenting. Oh no, I don't. Oh, share screen, and then it asked me which one. Allow. So this is the blue.
Yeah, Richard, you're probably on 40 watt podcast.
Yeah, you're probably on 40 watt. So that is the blue. So keep that in your mind. Because I'm going to stop and then I'm going to share the right color. That is not the color I want. Basically, the color of the background here on our stream.
Mm-hmm.
This is the color that mine was.
Oh, that is a very different shade of blue.
Yeah.
Do they actually call it teal though?
Yeah, everything I can find has called it teal. It can look darker or lighter in certain lighting, but it is a very different color. And this is the correct color. This is the one I want.
Gotcha.
So it's a couple have popped up on Reverb, and I didn't act when I should have. And I probably should have grabbed them then. Because I have it in my head, I'm going to buy one, do the video on like first rig, and then I'm going to like start upgrading it and make it into a good guitar. It'll be the guitar I do a fret dress on. I'll do like upgrade the Floyd, the whole 9 yards.
Just do a JB59 set and you're done.
Well, it's not dual humbucker, it's HSS. So I might do, I don't know. We'll see. We'll see when I get it, if I can get a hold of it. I believe that is a Cortec guitar garage. So that's probably Korean made. I don't think it was Japanese made, although some people try to claim it's Japanese made. I do not think the quality was Japanese made quality. And I could never find a like made in sticker on it to tell me exactly where it was made.
That's what I was going to ask. It was like, does it not say?
No. And I was looking, I've looked at a few of them online. I definitely don't remember from when I had it. And I've checked like the listings to try to find a sticker, but I've not been able to find one.
Right. All right. I've pitched this idea to you a few days ago.
Yeah.
Do you still want to do this topic?
Let's do it. You know what? Let's do it, because it'll give us something to rename these videos when we're done here.
Let me see if I can find a good one. Okay.
Hold on. Richard Clark. Yes, it fed you the alert for 40 watt because it should. You should all be watching over on 40 watt. 60 cycle doesn't need you. There's already plenty of viewers over here. Anyway, sorry. Go ahead.
Hold on. I'm changing the title right. See if it'll let me change it right now.
All right.
And saving and refreshing, and it did not work.
Oh, no.
Oh, because this stream must be, I don't need to. Oh, it's probably because it's already running. Well, stream is already live. Can't change the start time. Don't need to do that. All right, that's fine. Change it later. Can I change it right now? I'm doing too many things. Why am I doing too many things?
Stop doing so many things.
Let me see. I'm typing so fast because I keep hitting backspace.
Stop hitting backspace.
There, I did it. All right. The topic is, and I don't know what the best way to present this is. I'm going to switch, I think, to this screen. I'm going to share a screen, and the screen I'm going to share is this tab, and maybe we'll float around on this tab for a while and see what happens. The topic is guitar YouTubers as Marvel characters.
Oh. So, I feel like do we have a starting list of guitar YouTubers to go with?
No.
We're going to just go. Okay. Awesome.
I was going to say, do we have a starting list of MCU characters?
That's another one. Okay.
To start from, and maybe the way to do that is to look at, the problem is you've got, like there's this gnarly one on eBay.
No. I've got a better one. I found a Reddit. So
you found a Reddit. He found a Reddit, guys.
Yes, I found a Reddit where someone has created a timeline chart of every Marvel MCU movie character.
Sorry, yeah. Before we do this, Jeremy Hutchison wants to talk about Guitar Face. Because this was a question posted, and I do want to do this question because I think it's important to do questions.
I agree.
I don't know if I have a Guitar Face. I probably do. I was just playing bass.
I do have a Guitar Face. I know I do. I know for a fact I do.
There's my Guitar Face.
Amanda, yes, got to help my channel grow, and this is a great way. In fact, a little later, we're going to drop another great way that you can help the channel grow, and you can win a guitar.
Jeremy wants to know who got the worst guitar. That John Mayer. No, does anyone have a worse
John Mayer?
Face than John
Mayer? John Mayer. Some of my favorite memes are the videos of John Mayer Guitar Face, but instead of a guitar, he's holding a slug, because they always apply.
Yeah. A Cyprium says, I use a leather bag on my head. Graham Campbell says, Gary Moore. Does Gary Moore have a bad one? Oh, check this guy out. What a winner.
Let's see.
I'm doing things in the wrong order.
It's okay. Yeah, we're doing things in the wrong order. It's fine.
Here's some Gary Moore.
Okay, Gary Moore is bad, but I'm gonna counter you with let me find it. Where is that image?
This one's not too bad. Just the open mouth wailing.
Okay. No, well, here.
Robin Trower. Oh, here we go. Where are we going? Oh, I gotta stop my screen before I can show your screen. Who is this?
Pat Metheny.
I mean, if you're gonna play 3 guitars at once, you kind of gotta make that face. This is 4 guitars at once.
Yes, there's a whole lot going on this thing. So, all right, I'm gonna stop mine.
Yeah, there could easily be a whole show. I feel like I would need to prep. Nuno, does Nuno have a bad guitar face? Nuno.
I feel like all the best guitar faces, though, they're blues players. They are. I hate to tell y'all that, but I mean, like, this is one of my favorite guitar faces.
I found this one.
It's like he surprised himself. It's like, oh, there's a guitar.
I found this one of Nuno. Is it going to let me just show the one thing? Just show me the one. How do I open image? There we go. And this is like every picture of Nuno's guitar face that I was able to find. He just looks like he's like serenading you always.
He looks like he's on the edge. I'm just gonna leave it at that. That's all he looks like.
Bad.
Santana has some bad faces. SRV had some notoriously bad guitar face.
Yeah.
All right. Let's go to our topic, because in the last quarter of this show, we're going to talk about how you can win a guitar. I'm going to hijack the last chunk of the show.
Okay.
Because I'm going to put out a video. It's happening this week, but you guys are going to get a head start on it. All right. I've got a list. I'm not going to share it. I'm not going to share it because it's a timeline. It's not very.
Okay.
So what we'll do is I will start at the top of the list of name characters. There's a bunch on here, and we're just going to start attributing. And once we attribute someone, you can't change it. You got to live with it.
Are you going to make a spreadsheet?
No. Oh, okay. Absolutely
not. But this is like when someone says like top 10 meals and you're like, oh yeah, spaghetti's like number 3, and then someone names something else and you're like, damn it, that should have been my number 3. And it's like, too bad. Now it's number 7. It can either be number 1 or number 7.
Okay, well then I'm gonna keep a spreadsheet then, and they're gonna be locked in. You can't, no changing our answers.
Okay, who's the first character we got?
The very first character in the list, Iron Man.
Really? We're starting with the big guy, the big gun. Is this Downey Iron Man?
So technically, 2008 Phase 1, Iron Man was the first title character movie in MCU.
Okay, all right.
So we're starting in a appearance order.
That's fair. We got Iron Man, who is actually, and we could hit a couple here if we wanted to. Maybe I don't know if we want to. Well, Iron Man, the RDJ Iron Man, who's now apparently Dr. Doom.
I know, it's weird. It's weird. I don't know how I feel about it. But we're not here to discuss that. That's not what we're talking about.
Nuno is a PS2. I don't know what that means. Nuno is a PS2.
I don't know what that is either. All right.
What guitar YouTuber is Iron Man? Let's see. He's rich. Michael Krause says has to be an inventor. That makes me all of a sudden think like Simon the Magpie.
So for me, I think sort of like, because Iron Man's like the OG, it needs to be like an OG guitar YouTuber.
Oh, A Cyprium, I think that has a really good one. Iron Man is Lee Anderton. He's the corporate face of the industry.
Oh, that's pretty good.
Dude, Ace, I think that's good.
Yeah.
Andrew, bad guitarist, says Josh Scott. That could be a good one.
Yeah, I think I have a different one for Josh Scott later.
Saving Josh Scott.
Saving Josh Scott.
I think Josh Scott. I'm gonna throw this out right now. I think maybe Josh Scott is at least Bruce Banner, if not.
Well, we'll get there. I think Lee Anderton is a really good shout. I was gonna go for. It's a totally different vibe, but I was gonna go someone like Andy Martin, like OG.
Dude, the original Dr. Doom died 4 days ago.
What?
Julian McMahon. He played Dr. Doom in one of the other ones, the ones with Jessica Alba.
Oh man, that's very sad.
Wild.
All right.
Sorry.
I say I'm okay sticking with Lee Anderton. I think
Andy Martin. Show. You're thinking Andy Martin, really?
Well, because like he was like the OG Pro Guitar Shop, and then Reverb, and then and he's OG. But you know what? I'm okay with going Lee Anderton.
No, I think it's Lee Anderton.
I think that was a great suggestion. I'm going to name this spreadsheet YouTubers as MCU characters. And then we'll get Dave from the Guitar Dads to remake the poster with all of these people's faces on it. All right, number 2. The Incredible Hulk.
There's too many of these.
I think there's an argument for Henning Pauly.
Real okay.
The ranting, the rage,
I don't know. I don't
know if he has the zen of. I love that this is the Hulk. It's obviously the right one but yeah, not the Oh, I'm bad at actor names. You went Edward Norton, not
yeah, Edward Norton. Oh, not this is because this is from the first movie.
Yeah, this is the first one. This is the 08, 09 one, whatever year it was. 08.
Graham Campbell says Scott Grove. Does Scott Grove is he still making stuff?
I don't know.
He certainly has the anger side down. I feel like the hard thing is, oh, he is still around. The hard thing with some of these is I feel like you kind of get into this space very quickly where like being angry in the guitar space. Also, potentially the correct answer to this is Glenn Fricker.
Yeah.
Bad guitar says Henning or Glenn.
I also really like the Jeremy suggestion of Blake Wyland. I really like that one. Yes, Snarky. Lou Ferrigno was. I'm gonna cover this. Snarky Lou Ferrigno was the original OG Hulk, but he's not the original MCU Hulk.
Dude, I'm just grabbing pictures off of Google.
I know.
I'm not.
It's fine.
I didn't preload these. I thought about it, but I didn't.
Yeah. I like the Blake Wyland. He lifts. He's really into powerlifting. I like that shout. See, getting people to suggest things is way better than if we'd done this on our own.
Yeah. Who's Jason? People keep saying Jason Stallsworth, and I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Jason Stallsworth.
I'm gonna find him.
Jason Stallsworth.
He's a melodic metal solo artist on YouTube. That would explain why I don't know who he is.
I was thinking about this, that there's a whole side of like this whole thing that I'm not going to know who they are.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be like metal and whatever. All right. Who do we want to lock in for this?
I'm going with Blake Wyland. I think that's a great shout.
Let's go with Blake Wyland. All right. Who's next?
Next is, the next movie is Iron Man 2. So, okay. That is the first appearance of Black Widow.
Oh, I feel like this gets messy.
It's going to get messy. Also, I'm going to say he's not a title character, but Nick Fury appears in the first Iron Man. So we're going to have to cover Black Widow and Nick Fury.
Rhodey also appears in the first Iron Man, I believe.
Oh, yeah, he does.
If you want, if we're just talking about people who don't necessarily.
So does Jarvis and Iron Patriot. So.
But, if we're doing the Black Widow thing, what are the traits of Black Widow? I think that's the core of this question.
Well, there's the subterfuge. There's the spy aspect. There's also a finesse to Black Widow.
Here's the issue. Here's the issue I have. Is that I feel like this is such a small creator subset. Amanda says Black Widow is a mod. It's not actually a creator. Black Widow is a mod, just working behind the scenes.
I think she's putting in her application.
It kind of felt like that, right?
Yeah.
Is that supposed to be the takeaway here?
So I feel like whatever creator this is, I think this is definitely in the more technical player aspect.
Okay.
I think it's got to be a technical player, someone who is very technique driven, who is
maybe a little ahead of that. Yep. Jeremy Donovan suggests Nina Strauss.
Nina Strauss is not a bad shout. I also thought, what is her name? in the UK, like metal player.
Those are all words.
I know they are words. Somebody help me here. She does like metal covers.
Michael Krause says Mary Spender could be Black Widow.
No, I don't think so.
Philip's like, no, absolutely not. Sophie Lloyd.
I was thinking Sophie Burrell.
Sophie Burrell. I didn't know she was British.
Yeah.
Oh, this is a good shout. Laurie Basilio could be a good one.
Ooh, Laurie could.
Basilio? Is it Basilio? I guess it would be Basilio.
I think it's Basilio. I think it's Basilio.
Portuguese is weird with is it Nili Brosh?
And it's Larry Basilio.
Is it Larry?
It's Larry.
Dude, Portuguese again.
Yeah, I know. Yeah. I love Mary Spender, by the way. I need to put that out there. She is not Black Widow.
She can't be Black Widow because she's Captain Carter, obviously.
Oh, that's a strong argument for later. I think Sophie Burrell is that's my vote.
Okay, this is way outside my thought process, so
yeah.
I'm good with that.
Okay, we're gonna go Sophie Burrell.
Do we want to go Nick Fury?
Yeah, let's go Nick Fury. And let's see how badly we can stick our feet in our mouths with this.
Dude, I hate this so much already.
Yeah, I hate this so much because this is actually, there's going to be a video coming out very soon on this topic. There aren't enough people of color doing guitar content.
Yeah, go ahead and keep talking. I got to go turn my air conditioner on.
Go for it. And so, and the ones I do know, I'm not sure fit the profile of Nick Fury. And so this one's going to be tough. This is going to be really, really tough. I'm open to suggestions. So Steve, I mentioned that there's just not enough people of color doing guitar content, and that the ones I do know, I don't know fit the profile of Nick Fury.
I think the issue is, excuse me. I think the issue is exactly that. My Nick Fury, potential Nick Fury choice would be Mike Cole.
That was who I was thinking.
Mike Cole, but that's only because maybe
you're stereotyping him. Yeah, you're
typing. Well, no. I mean, I'm thinking about it. A little. Well, I'm not. I guess. Richard Clark says doesn't have to be black just because, should be based off traits.
Also, Matt's tube of you. It's not Jason Mays. I love Jason. He's not Nick Fury.
Yeah. So okay. So
I think Mike Cole's a good one. He's like a calm. Mike Cole's really, he's kind of like structured, calm.
If it's just based off traits,
yeah,
it's Henning Pauly.
That's true. It is true.
What does Nick Fury do? He calls all these random superheroes, aka in this case guitar YouTubers, and he's like, "Let's all come to my house."
It's true. I totally agree. I think Henning Pauly is 100. Also, he's got some rage to him, and we all know Nick Fury's got some rage.
Yeah. I think Henning is Nick Fury, but he would be the David Hasselhoff Nick Fury.
Hey, SH, get fucked. Yeah. Just saying. You see the comment?
Yeah, I see it. I don't really get it.
You can get out of here. But it's fine. No, so. I'm gonna be real. I'm not pulling punches with that. If you want to be like that, you can get out.
All right. We want to do Rhodes? Do we want to keep going with this?
Let me type this in. Henning Pauly as Nick Fury.
Oh, okay.
So I'm okay with that. So Rhodes. I tell you what, let's keep going in our order.
Is he too minor? We're gonna say he's too minor.
He Give me a second. You keep going with Rhodes real quick.
Steve Gunner says Reggie Guillaume. I don't know. Guitaro fight. I don't know who that is. Guitaro. Geez, this dude has 1.6 million followers.
Oh.
It looks like he's he was on hanging out with Jimmy Fallon. Interesting. Yeah, I've never seen this dude before in my life. This 93-year-old woman gave up on singing until now.
Oh.
These are all like man on the street with a guitar videos. That's cool. You know, it's funny. Yeah, I see the comment now. I'm gonna whatever. Fuck it. Go woke, go broke, dude. I'm richer than I've ever been. All of those quote woke YouTubers in the guitar space are doing better than they ever have. So yeah. That's fine. That's it. That's all I got to say. Who's the next? Let's just keep moving. Who's the next character we want to hit? What's the next movie?
All right. Sorry, I was taking care of that, dealing with that.
Okay. Yeah, that's on you. I mean, I guess.
Yeah, that was on mine. That was on mine.
I could do it from I could actually do it from StreamYard.
Sorry, good. Yeah, no, I took care of it. It's fine. And I'm also gonna, Amanda, remind me. I'll give you a wrench over there, and you can help take care of that. So
I cannot wrench through StreamYard.
Yeah, I can't. And she's over on 60 Cycle Hum right now, so I can scroll back through the chat though since she was here. Let's see. I don't know how to do this. We'll do this later. There's no need in doing it live. So next would be, I'm just going through here, making sure there's nobody else that appeared in the Incredible Hulk. There's not. Iron Man 2, we covered that. Nick Fury. Jarvis appears.
Jarvis?
Well, as the computer. He appears in Iron Man 2. So who is Jarvis?
Is this only Jarvis, or is this going to be both Jarvis and Vision?
That's a great
and
question.
Ultron.
Let's see. There we go.
Everyone on my end says Tony is Jarvis.
Yeah, Tony. Okay, yeah, I think we got to call Tony Jarvis.
All right, Tony is Jarvis.
Yeah, it's only a problem when Tony hits the Vision stage of Jarvis.
Yeah, we haven't figured that out yet.
Yeah. All right, so
that happens.
So then is Thor, which is the first appearance of Thor, Hawkeye, and Loki.
Hawkeye, that was Hawkeye's first appearance.
Yeah, he appears in the first Thor.
Interesting. I did not know that. Of course, the movie poster for this only has Thor and Loki and Odin and Heimdall and Jane.
Yeah, and like
I think
all respect to Jane, Heimdall, and
Odin.
We're not naming you. We're not going there.
Part of me feels like we should have saved Blake Wyland for Thor.
No. I think there's other options here.
A Cyprium says Ola. That's a really good one.
Yeah,
I know.
That's a good one.
Back up here, where was it? Dovidas would be good.
Dovidas is a solid Thor.
There was someone up here. Why can I not find it anymore? Matt's Two of You says Fluff is definitely Thor.
Oh, I like I like the suggestion from Andrew the Bad Guitarist that Loki could be Jason or Manganiello.
I'll reserve.
Phil X is a good shout for something. He's going to be in here somewhere.
Yeah.
Vinny mentioned, so if you're going to consider Sophie Burrell, Anita Strauss, does this mean you would also consider Ichika Nito, Tim Henson, Marson, or The Do? It's all about the content creation aspect of it. So
Searching for Tone says Fluff would be a good Hawkeye. I liked the shout earlier of Rhett Shull as Hawkeye. I don't know why.
I feel that's right.
Even though the spelling of Rhett's name is absolutely
spelling's been all over the map here, so we're not worried about that.
Guys, Rhett's last name is really easy. Just think about how to spell shill and change the I to a U. They're on there. I listen to their podcast.
He jokes about it too.
They end it with their shill of the week or whatever. So it's not even an insult. It's their bit. I'm just stealing it.
I totally get it.
So just before anyone in the chat, I think it's Dovey, dude.
I think that's
dude is jacked as hell. He's got long hair. He's European, just like Thor.
Yeah, we're gonna type because Thor is European origin. I get it, but
Lithuania
he's Asgardian,
Scandinavian.
He's Asgardian. All right, so I'm gonna pencil in Dovidas as Thor, Rhett Shull as Hawkeye. Who is Loki?
Dude?
Loki's a tough one. Because Loki is the oh no. So let's talk.
Guitar Max does have the look.
Yeah.
Here's my Loki.
What are we looking for? Yeah, what's your suggestion? And then justify it.
My Loki suggestion is KDH.
Yeah, that's who I was thinking. Because it's the starts and kind of nondescript, has the villain arc, and then has the redemption arc.
A lot of people saying Dagon from no longer PMTV UK,
right?
But
Ola
I've never watched that, so I don't know anything about him, but I know a lot has been said about him.
Danny Sapko as Loki is
Danny Sapko as Loki. That's really good. I think that's it.
You think so? All right,
Danny, I'm down with Danny Sapko as Loki.
I'm writing that down.
We're not there yet. We've only done heroes. I don't know if we're going to get into villains, but
yeah, I mean Loki is sort of a villain, so we'll see. I haven't looked ahead in this chart very far.
The problem with villains is like it's like you can't really say the things that you want to say.
Yeah, I know. All right, so here's the tough one. Here's okay. Who is Captain America? Also, by the way, Winter Soldier appears for the first time. Who is Captain America?
Captain America movie poster.
All right, while you ruminate on this one and we get some suggestions,
do we want to
Let me get my coffee.
Want to do the okay, go get your coffee. Oh, Andy Martin. Yes, Andy Martin is obviously Philip wanted me to talk about this, but there's not anything to talk about. I think it has to be Andy Martin, right? Has to be British. Why does Captain America have to be British? Ian Johnston, Daddy is too short to be Loki. How many kids are in the MCU? Is Tom Hiddleston tall? He always plays short. Jesus, Tom Hiddleston's 6'2". He always seems so short to me. Rick Beato is Captain America. Oh, Marty Schwartz. That's a good shout. Ryan is definitely not Captain America. I think we're not there yet. These are all things getting ahead. I think the problem is Professor X and Nick Fury kind of serve the same role in different universes. So my gut for Professor X when I was thinking about this last night is is something else. Dude, this is not a Marvel character, but Ryan is Bible Man.
Oh God. That's what I come back to.
Yeah.
I'm gonna scroll back.
So I think Captain America, my gut is Andy Martin is Captain America.
Really? That's not my pick. That's not who I thought. I like the Phil McKnight shout.
Phil McKnight is Captain America.
I like the Phil McKnight shout. I feel like he's like cornerstone guitar creator.
Graham says there's not many wholesome YouTubers to choose from.
Right. And Phil McKnight is about as wholesome as they come.
Earl says, I'm down with saying McKnight is Captain America, man of the people, for the people, by the people.
I think so. He's also a Marine.
I think I thought he was in the Army.
Maybe he was Army. Anyway.
But I was also last night thinking about this and hitting Phil McKnight as Professor X, which we're not there for.
I don't think he's Professor X.
You know, there is that lack of assembly. Phil McKnight is Vision. Is that just because he's bald?
I think that's entirely because he's bald.
Andy Wood is Captain America.
Ooh, that's a good shout. That's real good.
Earl says, I thought we weren't going with looks.
Sometimes we are.
Which again, like you said, Phil. Also, you could go with the arc for Phil McKnight. You know, he was in the military. He was a guitar store owner who transitioned to being a YouTuber, just like Captain America started as a skinny kid, and I don't know how.
Yeah,
there's something there.
There was a transformation there. All right.
Yeah. All right, let's go. Phil McKnight, Captain America.
Okay. Well, in that case, who is Winter Soldier?
Who is Winter Soldier? Which is this guy right here.
Yeah.
But he's
Barnes.
Winter Soldier.
Yeah, no. Let's even though it's the first appearance and he's technically Bucky at that point, let's go with who he becomes. Let's go with Winter Soldier as a character.
Winter Soldier, he's controlled by
he's originally a Hydra agent.
Yeah. I don't want to open the image in new tab. I want to open the image in this tab.
I know it never gives you that option. That's never a thing.
We're just going to go with 1,000 pictures.
Yeah.
There you go. Yeah, I think that, but then this kind of feels like a little bit like you're going with the looks here.
Yeah.
Snarky says the Red Skull, but we're not
we're not there yet.
So again, and this is like the very twisted. When I was thinking about this last night, I was thinking Red Skull, that Henning could be the Red Skull.
So I will tell you that on the list I have, the only villains that appear, if we're not going to get all the way through this list, it's just not going to happen.
Of course not.
But the only villain that appears way down, Agatha Harkness, Thanos, and Kang.
All right, we'll see if we go there.
Yeah, we'll see if we get there. I'm skipped. There's a bunch of these I'm going to skip.
Someone says, who's a former vet along with Phil who does YouTube? Michael Krause says Pete Thorne. Pete Thorne could be good.
That's a pretty strong one. Although I don't know that there's like the villain aspect of Pete Thorne. He's a pretty likable guy.
Yeah.
Matt's tube of you. Rick Beato is a surly Stanley.
I don't. This one's a tough one. And he just keeps popping up, so it's like because I want to do like the Rhodes thing and just kind of he's a minor character, but he's not a minor.
No, he has a movie.
Was it a movie? He's got a show.
No, he's got a movie.
What's the movie?
Oh, wait, Winter Soldier.
Oh yeah, Captain America: Winter Soldier.
Yeah.
Obviously, duh.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. There's not a lot. Who's a YouTuber that everybody wants to dislike but comes back? I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know what to do with this one. Yeah, no, Amanda, he's still going wild.
Yeah, he's still wild. There was no redemption arc.
No, look, he literally like a week ago, Gitologist posted a poll and said, "Do you like my channel or are you gay?"
Oh my gosh.
Like he's still going insane. He will never not be going insane.
Oh, hey, searching for tones ahead of us here because I have that as a suggestion for later.
Not guitar. We're not thinking Guitar Max for this.
No. No, I'm sorry. Haley Mason is the one who made the one that I'm thinking. I think Pete could be Winter Soldier here.
Let's just do what does Phil X have a dark past? Because Phil X is a really fun person right now. I don't know how he, I assume he's always been a fun person.
I can't imagine him as a dark person. Amanda, the problem is we'll never get to a Captain Canuck. It's never going to happen because there's not one that we're going to get to. I agree. I agree with her. She's ahead of us, but that's okay. We're gonna get to X-Men. We're gonna get to them. In fact, we're at the end. So we're getting close to the end of phase 1 of MCU. We might take a sidetrack and do some X-Men. So well, it's just because he's not part of the MCU phase universe. So it's like he doesn't get there.
So I wanted to, okay, sorry. Yeah, Pete Thorne is Canadian. I think he is
Canadian.
Are we gonna lock in Pete Thorne for Winter Soldier?
I'm okay with that. Even though he doesn't really have the dark edge. He doesn't, I don't feel like he has
also doesn't have long hair.
I think he did though. I think he did.
Did he? I have no idea.
Yeah. I think Pete Thorne has gone through long hair phases. So
Sir Frodo says it has to be someone with long hair. It has to be Phil McKnight.
Those two don't track.
Yeah. You know what? I do want to derail slightly because I was thinking about this a little bit. And I do think I want to derail to these. This is, oh my God, this is such a tiny photo.
That is Captain Canuck.
Big Captain Canuck. I want to just bust through. I was thinking about these. I don't know what the characteristics of Captain Canuck are, or is the problem, except that his uniform, his outfit is a giant maple leaf. I assume that he was meant to be like a counterpart to
Captain America.
Rob Chapman would have been a good Winter Soldier.
I think I think we can let's do some respect for our Canadian neighbors, even though he's not in the movies yet. Let's add Captain Canuck. Let's make that Pete Thorne. And let's go back. Winter Soldier, we're going to Rob Chapman it.
Okay. We'll do Pete Thorne here. I'm also thinking Glenn Fricker is Wolverine. We can just bust out all the Canadians.
Hold on. We're going to get there. Hold on. Just let's get through this because we're going to be finished with MC. We're going to be through with phase 1. After one more pick, and then we're going to do X-Men.
Hit me with this last. What's the one more pick? What's the one more?
So the last movie in phase 1 is The Avengers, and it is the first appearance of Thanos.
So you're saying who is Thanos?
Who is Thanos?
Thanos is not on the poster.
Oh yeah, but I'm going by a spreadsheet.
No, chart. I know. You're fine. I gotta look for the picture I want to show. Thanos.
Yeah.
Thanos the Manos. Who is Thanos? This is a thought process.
This is a big one because he's the big bad.
Yeah.
Basically, when he died, so did the MCU, in my opinion.
Wow. That long ago, huh? Who could
Yeah.
make a channel just disappear?
Oh, God.
Is there anybody who's big enough that if they were like, nobody should watch this anymore? That yeah,
Thanos is YouTube.
Amanda says that's Phil.
I disagree. Oh my God, Bonamassa as Thanos.
I kind of like Bonamassa as Thanos, but I think
he's not really a content creator.
Oh, I was gonna say I don't think Thanos is that unhinged.
Who has a technically great idea but is evil about how they want to implement it?
Rick Beato's kind of a good call here, maybe.
I mean,
snapping his finger is a clickbait.
We're gonna, like, no matter who we say, it's gonna make some people mad if this gets back to them.
A lot of people are saying Thanos is just YouTube.
Yeah, I think YouTube in general is Thanos.
A lot of YouTube is Thanos.
Yeah.
YouTube can just make your channel disappear. And if your channel disappears from YouTube, it could take you 5 years to get it back.
It's true. Okay. I think that's good. I think
Oh. No, because Thanos has real power.
Look, we can't go back because we said we can't, but Giacomo Torra would have been a great Loki suggestion.
Oh.
Except he flipped it around.
Trogley should have been Iron Man. He's got all the toys.
It's true.
All right.
I'm just gonna, let's say there was enough YouTube as Thanos.
Yeah.
That I'm here for it. Okay. So now we're on to X-Men. We're not gonna do every X-Men. So if I don't include
every X-Man,
if I don't include your favorite X-Man, X-Man, woman, whatever, I'm sorry. X-person. I'm gonna do 7, and then we're gonna end this bit for now. We might bring this back.
What order do you want to do these in?
So I've got a list that I just typed out. Just thinking of like the top ones off the top of my head. What I think are the most important ones. Maybe one's a little self-serving because it's one of my favorites. But
is it Gambit?
No, I didn't put Gambit on the list.
How dare you?
Because he barely appears in the movie.
That's true. Amanda insists that she is Storm.
I don't care if I don't count. Okay, well, let's start at the top. Professor X. Let's just the top of the food chain here. Professor X. This is where I know this is going to be a weird pick. I think it's Adam Neely.
I can see that. It seems like he's super chill, super knowledgeable.
Yeah.
He kind of works with everybody, but he's also kind of,
he's also so like high brain that it hurts everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
I have a different one for Tim Pierce.
Every picture I'm finding from X-Men is like so tiny. There we go.
Yeah,
that's a better one. Let's see. This isn't going to be all of them, but it'll at least give us a little bit of bearing. And I can blow it up and make it super grainy, and everyone will be garbage.
And look, I included most of these.
Is there a Magneto?
I didn't put Magneto, but we can. I skipped villains, so I didn't have Magneto, and I didn't have Mystique.
That's fine. Cyclops.
Well, the next
one, do you have an order you want to go in?
I have an order that I wrote.
Let's do an order.
But the next one's going to be quick. Wolverine.
Dude, Wolverine is Glenn Fricker. Did we do Glenn Fricker yet?
No, but I think it's Phil X.
It could be Phil X, but I think it's Glenn Fricker.
Ooh, interesting. Interesting. Okay, we're gonna come back to that one. We're gonna settle that one.
Oh, is Phil X Canadian too?
Yes.
Damn it! Why are there so many Canadians?
Yeah, Phil X is Canadian, and like his playing style, he's Wolverine. He is Wolverine.
All right. Graham Campbell says Dave Simpson is Wolverine, and the problem is I know that name, but I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know who he is.
But he's a YouTuber. I found him.
Yeah. I think there's no arguing Phil X as Wolverine.
All right, we'll do Phil X.
Okay, Cyclops. Who is Cyclops?
Thinks he's in charge.
Yeah.
His girlfriend wants to be with Phil X.
Okay, I wasn't going to go down the relationship route, but
Phil McKnight would have been a good Beast.
Yeah, Phil McKnight would have been a really good Beast. I don't have Beast on my list, although he's my favorite X-Man. So, I think Tim Pierce is Cyclops.
Tim Pierce, yeah, he's got that wholesome thing going. His power, honestly, like one of the issues with Cyclops in the X-Men movie universe is his powers are kind of understated.
Yeah,
which I feel like is a fair assessment of Tim Pierce, because a lot of people don't realize that he is playing the guitar solo on every single one of their favorite 90s records.
And also, like, as great a player as Tim Pierce is, and I would love to be half the player he is, he's not the flashy player that so many of the other YouTube personalities are.
Right.
I think it's Tim Pierce.
Little Punk People.
Yeah, I don't know who Little Punk People is.
Joe says Cyclops is not wholesome. I don't know. I feel like is he not? He's kind of petulant, I guess.
I think he tries to be upstanding. I'm going to give him that. He tries to be, at least the movie version and the early comic book versions. There's definitely a darker history for basically every X-Man.
Right. Yeah.
He is also petty, but it's because he's jealous. Now, Tim Pierce is not a jealous person, so but
who's next on the list?
Next is Jean Grey.
Jean Grey.
Or if you want to use the other name, Phoenix. Or Dark Phoenix.
Characteristics: has mental powers, can't control them, possibly the strongest character in the universe.
Right.
Except until they have the phase 6 or whatever crossover, and now you've got Jean Grey and Scarlet Witch in the same universe, and that's going to make it kind of screwy. Jean Grey. Matt's Tube of You suggests Emily from Get Offset.
Ooh, I think that's a good shout. Mary Spender's another really good one.
Yeah, always rises from the flames after an I Quit video. That's bad.
Oh, Earl, we'd love to get to JHS, but we haven't gotten to that character yet. I think we're between Emily and Mary for this one. I think both are really good shouts.
All right, let's just do Emily.
Okay, so Emily from Get Offset. I'm going to put that in parentheses because there is another Emily that I feel like is going to make an appearance here. All right, we're at Storm. And Amanda, I know that you want to claim this one, but we will add an additional Amanda in this one. But I think Mary is Storm.
You think Mary is Storm?
Yeah.
Are we not doing Agent Carter at some point in this? Because
you're right. Agent Carter's coming later, so you want to reserve that one.
I assume she's on the list.
Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let me look and see if she actually shows up in this list. If she doesn't, she will. We'll make it happen. Ooh, that's a good one. Okay.
Behringer is Justin Hammer.
All right, I want to...
Or Obadiah Stane.
That's a whole company, though. Agent Carter as Joan of Heart, though, is an option later as well.
Oh, I think she actually requested that earlier. Am I going crazy? Did she?
I don't know.
That? I saw that in the chat earlier.
Let's skip Storm for just a minute because I have a suggestion for the next one. Rogue.
I mean, I think it's Emily Hopkins.
I think that's Emily Hopkins. I think that's without a doubt Emily Hopkins.
Yeah.
Then
even though that's really just choosing for hairstyle.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true. The hair. I didn't even think about the hair, man. Okay, got to be Rogue. All right. I'm gonna throw in the last one. Then we can go back to Storm.
Okay.
Deadpool.
Deadpool is Landon Bailey.
Okay. Because
I don't know.
It was either Landon or Glenn Fricker for me.
No, I think it's Landon.
All right.
I don't, because Deadpool doesn't get angry.
That's true. He doesn't.
Landon's got a different sort of sarcasm to him, but I think
it's so dry, man. For those of you that never had an actual just like sit down conversation with Landon, let me tell you, it's really hard to know when he's serious. it's really hard to know. Yeah,
Gonzo says Emily Hopkins is also chaotic.
She is super chaotic. The one thing Emily Hopkins doesn't have that my favorite version of Rogue does, from the cartoon series, she's extremely Southern. She's like so crazy Southern that it hurts even me as a Southerner.
Yeah. So Amanda says Ryan Reynolds is Canadian. When I was thinking about this this concept last night, I actually tried really hard to keep the Canadians as Canadians.
Yeah.
So my other choice, if we went broader, my other choice for Landon would have been North Star, but I don't know how he fits in.
Oh my gosh.
But
you're digging deep.
And going down the Alpha Flight train, I think that would make when we were talking about Captain, that's funny. When we were talking about Captain Canuck, I was actually thinking of Guardian, which is a different problem. And my choice for Glenn Fricker, if we went down the whole thing, would have been Sasquatch.
I forgot that character existed.
Yeah. Emily Hopkins has the Texan doppelganger. I'm not sure.
Oh, she does. She does.
Who's the Texan doppelganger?
Bad egg, something or other. I don't know.
I don't think that's.
Maybe not.
I feel like that's something else.
Yeah, maybe it is.
Redskin Garage says Reba McEntire as Rogue. Is she?
basically Reba Goth Egg. That's it. Thank you.
I thought Goth Egg was also a New Yorker.
I don't know.
Because she has, unless she's like, apparently she's from Philadelphia.
Okay. Yeah, that's another northerner, not a southerner. All right, let's get to Storm. We need a Storm.
Yeah, we're dancing around this whole Storm thing.
Yeah, this is a tough one.
Dolly Parton as Storm. Oh, I just closed it. My bad. Oh well, not bringing it back.
It's fine. All right, I'm struggling.
Brian says Kayla Kent. I don't know who that is.
I don't either.
Oh, Kayla Kent. Kayla Kent is the girl that only plays Pantera.
Yeah, I looked her up. Now I know who she is.
I didn't know that was her name.
Yeah, I didn't either.
Storm controls the elements of YouTube.
This is a really tough one.
Who is Clark?
I don't know.
Who is Clark? I'm confused.
Yeah,
I kind of thought this too, Matt. Tia from Working Class Music.
I did think Tia. I also thought Sophie Lloyd is the other one.
Guitar by Emily.
Storm like playing.
Guitar by Emily's also a like metal person.
Snarky, Why are we talking about
Superman?
DC? Why are you talking about DC Comics? We're in the MCU, man. MCU.
All right. Anyway, sorry.
Okay.
Sorry, dealing with chat problems.
It's okay. It's okay. Frodo, we already claimed Sophie Burrell as Black Widow. So Burrell is off the board.
I just don't know.
That's very true.
I just don't know with Storm. I don't know what that looks like.
Yeah. I think Sophie Lloyd is my best shout that I've got as far as like actual guitarist player.
Mm-hmm.
And creator.
Mm-hmm.
But that's all I got. Larry Basilio's another, probably a good one. Good shout, Miguel. We haven't put Larry anywhere yet. And I'm looking down the character list to see if there's somewhere I'd more likely. I
don't have the list, so
yeah, I know, which is intentional. Okay, so I will tell you that down the list of, if we're sticking to women characters on this list, Scarlet Witch, Wasp, Black Widow.
We did Black Widow.
We did. Oh, you're right. Oh, it's the other it's the other character version of Black Widow that's later. There's a second one, Yelena Belova.
That's
Natasha Romanoff is the one we've already done.
Her character has a different name.
I know. But also there is Mrs. Marvel. There's Kate Bishop Hawkeye. There's She-Hulk. There's Shuri Black Panther.
White Widow. That's
White Widow. Got
not that I would have remembered that, but
yeah.
And yeah, she is technically the second.
Yvette Young. I don't know how much
Yvette Young
creator Yvette
is as Storm. I think I like Yvette Young as Storm.
Do you?
Yvette makes enough. I think she makes enough content. She only has 350,000 subscribers.
Yeah. Okay. I'm down with that. She does make, at least she did for a long time, make a lot of content.
I mean, 6 months ago, she's got Trying the Triple Threat Donner Pedal.
Okay.
And then obviously she made her own demo for the Walrus Chi.
Oh, I'm down with that then.
All right. I'm going to let you transition here. I need to step out for a minute.
Okay. So actually, he's already, hold on. Before you go, let me go grab the thing.
Go. What is the thing?
The guitar that I'm going to give away.
Oh, go grab the thing.
Give me 1 second.
Yep. He's going somewhere. Ellen from Eastwood Guitars as She-Hulk. I like the idea. I saw somewhere before. Was Ellen as Squirrel Girl. There was a thing I saw her do in a recent video though that annoyed me, but it was really just because I was like, oh, that's a bit we did like 6 years ago. I don't remember what it was.
All right.
All right, I'll let you talk about your giveaway. I'm going to step out for a second.
Let's do this. So, y'all, I'm going to put the link in the description. I'm going to get Steve to put the link in the description of his as well so that y'all can find it. I am giving away a guitar. I'm hoping to film this afternoon and try to get it out Monday or Tuesday. We'll see how fast I can edit it. But I have teamed up with Sweetwater, Gun Street Wiring, and Seymour Duncan to give away a guitar. So, first of all, there's this really badass gig bag that Sweetwater has donated for this giveaway. I really, really like this gig bag. It's really good. This is one of the Gator Cases Icon series. And so I came up with this idea at NAMM actually, and it's taken a while to make it happen just because life gets busy. And so I'm going to give away, man, I really like this gig bag. This is really, really good. This is a classic Vibe Jazzmaster. Steve should have made me full screen, but he didn't before he left. This is a classic Vibe Jazzmaster that Seymour Duncan sent me a set of their silencer pickups. So these are their noiseless Jazzmaster pickups. And Sean from Gun Street Wiring sent me a wiring harness for it. So we have, this is not teal, this is Sonic Blue. He sent me a harness that puts these pickups into slightly different. So it's got all of the usual wiring, it's still got the rhythm circuit, but one push pull does a phase reversal so you can get out of phase, and the other push pull does series parallel so that you can do the pickups either in series or parallel to get a little more output. It's still in tune. I can't believe it's still in tune. So yeah, I'm going to be talking about this. The link is going to be in the description below. And Steve, you'll put the description, the link in yours as well?
Yeah, I can do that.
I'm going to copy the link though here so that y'all can grab it right out of the chat. Just as soon as I find the link.
I didn't know that. Sorry. As you finish this, I didn't know that Ellen from Eastwood works at Fanny's or did work at Fanny's.
Yeah. I didn't know Ellen was at Eastwood.
She's been doing a bunch of little like quick demos for them.
Oh, gotcha. So here's a random aside. Scott from the Effects Loop, Requiscante Pache, went to high school with Ellen.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah. So here is the giveaway link. There are several ways to enter it. One is just give me your email. That's the easiest way. That's going to be the basic entry, get you in. But then there are some ways to get extra entries. The number one is subscribe to 40 Watt Podcast on YouTube. That's the biggest one. That's going to get you 10 extra entries just for subscribing.
I'm going to win. I feel it. I feel it in my bones.
Technically, I'm also entered just as a test to make sure it works.
Yeah, so I do that too.
So if it draws my name, I will obviously redraw.
Oh, I wouldn't. If it draws my name, sucks to suck. No, I'm just kidding.
Graham, it is not US only, but I should probably add this in the text. If an international winner gets it, it may be one of those where, we're going to have to split shipping costs. Because I'm doing this out of my own pocket. I bought this guitar. This was not given to me by anybody. This is all out of pocket for me. But yeah, if you win, you win.
Yep.
That's just what it's going to amount to. Except unless it's me. It doesn't count if I win it because that's so shady.
If he dies, he dies.
Sweep the leg.
Put him in a body bag. All right. What's we going to get back to this topic? I feel like we got at least 5 or 6 more we can probably get through.
Yeah, let's start phase 2.
Great phase.
I know.
2.
Phase
this
2.
We should have set this up as like a known like 5-hour stream.
I know. Let's see. So phase 2, the first movie, no new characters.
Perfect.
So we don't have to do anything there. All right. And then Dark World comes out. That also no new characters.
Also, that movie was sucked. So
yeah, it was fine.
I
Captain America, Winter Soldier.
Who's
Here
the
we
new
go.
Character in this?
New character in Winter Soldier is Falcon.
Falcon. Is it Andre Flood?
Oh yeah, I think that's got to be it. Man, you came up with that quick. You didn't even get a picture up. I will say on the guitar giveaway, if it is North America, it will ship for free. But if it has to cross an ocean, we'll have to talk.
I'm thinking about like, he's smart. He maybe could eventually be Captain America because it seems like Andre Flood's a super likable guy.
He is.
Though I guess arguably this could also be Mike Cole. Everything that I'm saying.
Yeah. They are. I think they are. I feel like they're different facets of like the same like personality.
Like kind of like Andre is like a technical education.
Yeah.
Mike is like an emotional education.
Mike. I love Mike's style on his videos. I like he's just got this very chill, very approachable way of talking about things. That's just like, man.
But yeah, let's go with Andre Flood. Who's next?
I think so. Andre Flood. So the next character, okay. No, hold on. I got ahead of myself. No, I didn't. The next is like there's just one big block. Guardians of the Galaxy.
Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah. So we've got.
There's too many of them.
I know we're not going to cover all of them. Let's get through this one, and that is probably going to be it. Let's see. We got to decide which characters we're actually going to do. So we got to do Star-Lord, obviously.
Yeah.
We have to do Rocket. We have to do Groot. We have to do Gamora. And we have to do Drax. I say we stop there.
Okay. I think that's good call. And I think I found the perfect picture for this. Boom. I think that covers all of the ones you named.
Oh, look at that. That's all the ones I named. That's it.
Right there. Searching for Tone, Fluff is Star-Lord. I think that's pretty good.
I think that's a really good shout. I do really like Tom Bukovac as Rocket.
I don't know Tom Bukovac's stuff well enough.
Man, he looks like a raccoon.
Snarky says Drax is going to be insulting as he's a bit dim. That's fair.
So Ryan as Drax. That's what I'm hearing.
Amanda, Fluff is Riffs, beards, riffs, and beer, or I don't remember. Gear, riffs,
Rough
and
beards
beer.
and gear. Yeah.
I don't know what he is these days.
I don't know.
Ryan is the Silver Surfer. Calling that now.
Oh yeah, that's that's so like on the nose though.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Ryan is Groot. I actually liked Gonzo's Davey 504 as Groot.
So
Davey 504, I think is like 6'7" or some shit. Like he's super tall. At least he looks super tall. He basically only says base over and over again. He doesn't really say anything else. I think Davey 504 is Groot.
I think we've already done this one, but if we hadn't, I think Landon as Drax is perfect.
Landon as Drax would be perfect.
Because it's not that he's dim, it's that very dry delivery of everything.
Yeah. Is Ryan Drax? Ryan laughs at people all the time.
He does. Ryan laughs at himself too a lot.
Yeah.
Oh man, these are fun. Let's lock in the ones we're fairly sure of, right? So Star-Lord, I really like the idea of Fluff as Star-Lord.
Yeah.
I think that makes sense. Vincent, Lee Anderton was the first one we named. He is Iron Man. He is the corporate face of MCU.
Joe says, who's the Mantis? I don't think we said Mantis.
Yeah, we're not going to do Mantis.
And we have not dropped any TPS.
Oh, man.
It's too bad we don't have a quiet. I mean, if we went with pairings,
yeah,
and we tried to pair Rocket and Groot, I actually think, though I don't know the order, I think Ryan and I might be Rocket and Groot, but I don't say the same thing over and over again, and neither does he.
Yeah, no.
Do Dan and Mick Rocket and Groot? Does that not fit? I don't know.
I don't know. Maybe I could. So here's the thing. I could see Dan as Rocket very easily. I cannot see Mick as Groot.
Bradley Hall guitar as Rocket. That's a decent.
I'm not familiar with that. Okay.
Bradley Hall guitar is like another metal.
Oh, gotcha.
Creator.
I now that it's in my head, I really like the idea of Dan as Rocket. It's like the eternal tinkerer.
Oh yeah.
Milehouse Studio is Drax.
I don't know that show.
I'm only recently become familiar with it, so it's still new to me. Oh, Music Is When would be a really good Star-Lord.
I'm not going to say anything. We still need a Drax. Did we figure out a Drax? Is Ryan Drax? Did we go too fast with Landon as Deadpool?
I think we did. I think we may have, which is Studio Rats as Rocket and Groot. That's a good shout too.
That is a good. Yeah, that one's good. Man, this is because he doesn't do much and still wins.
Well, again,
Andy Ferris is Groot. I mean, his hair does look like a shrubbery.
Groot and Drax are so hard because they're lovable characters and we love them, but no matter who we say, it's going to feel a little insulting. And we don't mean that.
Let's do Star Wars next. Who's Yoda?
Well, that'll be the next live stream. We'll do a whole series of these. But that gets a little old. Okay. Man, this is tough, y'all. This is really tough.
I don't know. Do we need to skip who's Gamora? Do we do
Gamora? Who's Gamora? We haven't done Gamora. Who is Gamora?
She fights her dad, who is YouTube.
I didn't even think about that angle.
Let's see. She's green. Do we have any green YouTubers?
No.
As soon as I said that, I thought, is Gamora Sunfire TV? Not a guitar YouTuber, but a music YouTuber.
Oh, I don't know that one that well.
Vincent Rass says Lee Anderton is not Iron Man. Josh Scott is Iron Man. I mean,
I see that. I definitely see that. I am looking
is Josh Scott Drax?
Oh my gosh. That's a pretty good shout.
I actually think that that's like not a bad fit.
Yeah. I don't think that's a bad shout at all.
I don't know who Tanya
Cook is. I really like that one. So Tanya is a guitar tech. She does a lot of like refrets and setups and stuff like that. I think she's based in Ukraine. Michael Krause, Thanos was already YouTube Ukraine. Just as a whole. YouTube is Thanos. I really like the Tanya Spacek as Gamora.
Then I think we worked it all through.
Yeah.
On this one.
Yeah. Okay.
I just don't remember what we decided.
We didn't land on, like, we have a few ideas for Rocket, and then Groot was the really hard one. I really like what
Groot's Davey 504.
You think so?
Yeah.
Davey 504.
Tanya is good for Nick Fury's assistant. Yeah. What's her name?
I don't remember.
Kobe Smolder. That's all I know.
Oh,
she's from Toronto.
She's Robin Sparkle to me. She will always be Robin Sparkle to me. That's why I don't even know the character's name. Every time she's on screen, she's Robin Sparkle. She
is Maria Hill.
Oh, gotcha. Gonzo, we didn't do a Beast character.
She's actually Canadian. I did not know that.
Yeah, she is legitimately Canadian. There's no fake in that accent at all. Okay, Rocket.
I mean, there might be because she's from Vancouver.
let's look at rocket. Oh, Leo from Frog Leap Studios is a good rocket.
That's a good call.
Okay, so our three biggest rockets right now, I think, are, well, and then Amanda has Ben as one as well. So Ben, Leo, Dan Steinhardt, or Tom Bukovac.
Yeah, I don't know, man. That's tough.
That is a really, really tough one.
Earl P says Buko is way too chill.
Yeah, he is probably too chill for a rocket. He just gives me raccoon energy, is what it really amounts to.
Yeah, had we not burned Danny Sapko could also work on rocket.
Yeah. He really could.
That being said, we only think of like the aggressiveness, and I think Amanda has a point. Like, Rocket kind of has this like chaotic score. Like, I mean, he's a raccoon,
right,
and he does have this like chaotic, like ADHD energy to him that I do think does fit Ben Coombs.
I think so too. I think that's, and you know, Ben will eat anything.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah, there's no tact to Rocket. That's the other thing.
All right, we'll go with that. We'll go with that.
We're gonna go Ben.
All
right. That gets us through. That's all five.
All
Fluff,
right.
Josh Scott, Ben Coombs, Davey 504, and Tanya Spacek.
Do you want to hit the next thing? Do we want to veer the way we're doing this a little?
So the next thing would be, who would be the next new character? Technically, she appeared and we skipped, I think, because I don't think I have. Yeah.
Who? Pepper Potts?
Scarlet Witch.
Scarlet Witch.
Yeah. Oh, Amanda is live streaming with Ben tonight. Y'all make sure to go over and watch them. And birthday stream. So, all right. So if we want to get through phase 2, we can do that with, let me see, 1, 2, because since we skipped Scarlet Witch, we need to cover that.
Gonzo says Andrew Huang as Scarlet Witch.
I'm looking, we only have like 2-3 characters to get through if we're going to finish phase 2.
Who are they?
So Scarlet Witch, since we skipped her, because I'm having to blow this chart up to see them all.
It's that small.
It's tiny. So Scarlet Witch, we need Ant-Man. We need Wasp.
Man, this is gonna sound mean.
No
one cares about Wasp.
You're right, but she is a title character in a movie.
I know, but no one cares about Wasp.
She is a title character. So, Scarlet Witch, first of all, who is the Scarlet Witch?
Who is the That's a great question, Philip. Who is? I'm just kidding. All right, we got Scarlet Witch here. Let's see. Is she a hero? Is she a villain? Nobody knows.
And unfortunately gets, like the finale comes in a TV series, which feels like a demotion.
Simultaneously the most powerful and most annoying. No, I don't know if she's
Landon would have been a great Ant-Man. He would have been.
Who's left? I'm trying to think who's left.
Yeah. See if we
did get Offset. We did get Offset already, right?
Yeah, we already did Emily from Get Offset. Who else?
Is this Glenn Fricker?
Is Scarlet Witch Glenn Fricker? Like, Larry Basilio.
Don't piss him off.
We still haven't done Larry Basilio.
Is Larry Basilio the most powerful character in the YouTube
Have you
universe?
heard her play?
Yeah, on the
Yeah.
JHS pedal demo.
Oh yeah, that's right.
And I think for her pickups as well.
I think she's still low key one of the best players out there, and
All right.
nobody knows it.
I'm down with that.
Larry Basilio as Scarlet Witch, Rob Scallion as Ant-Man.
So let's hit this thing. I'm doing the 2 for poster.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Ant-Man and Wasp, saving myself a little touch of work here. Larry Basilio, she's aligned with no one. Yeah, that is the feel of Scarlet Witch, aligned with no one. Have we done Doctor Strange? We have not done Doctor Strange.
No Doctor Strange.
We've got Rob Scallon as Ant-Man.
Anybody else got a better shout for Ant-Man? Because obviously we've already done the post. Landon is the poster child for several of these.
Yeah.
So that's the problem. We had to pick him somewhere, and we let his sarcasm be the thing that drove him to Deadpool. So snarky. I'll just say that's all I'll say. Ant-Man. I think Rob is the best pick right now.
Yeah.
I'm penciling it in, but that doesn't mean it's got to stay there yet.
Is Wasp Mary Spender? Have we not done Mary Spender?
No, we haven't, because we were sort of like when we get to Agent Carter.
But I thought Joe was Agent Carter.
No, oh yeah, that's true. That's true. But we
Joe has claimed Agent Carter. We're giving Joe Agent Carter.
Okay, we're giving Joe Agent Carter. Amanda. Oh my God.
I mean, she's not wrong.
She's not wrong. That's the thing. Who else is left of the prominent, the ones we know? Like, obviously there are tons of content creators out there, but like they're not in the zeitgeist of.
Right. I pulled up my subs, and the problem is I'm not like I'm actually not sub to that many channels. So
I have subscriptions to too many. I really need to trim it down, but I
mean, I think I just can't. I forget, is Wasp British?
I don't think so.
I've got subs to channels that I don't even know who they are. I'm like, who is this? Yeah, I don't know, man.
Wasp is the daughter of Hank Pym and Janet Van Dyne.
Yeah. So probably not British.
Yeah, probably not British. Man. I'm going through my subscriptions too, and like, who would this be? I've got a couple here that, let's see. You may not even follow my problem is, like, a couple of the ones I'm seeing, those aren't guitar creators. They're like keys creators or voice content creators, or.
I mean, do we need to go outside the box? Because we're just because this is a struggle I don't care about.
Yeah, but then now it feels like whoever we put there is going to be just a rude thing to say.
I mean,
because Wasp isn't a bad character.
No, she's just like, it's even in the sense of like in the MCU, like she's not even, she's the second Wasp.
Right, exactly. It's like Elektra, not a bad character. It's a great character, just been portrayed badly on screen.
Yeah.
And that's not a slight on the actresses either. They just haven't been given much to work with. I don't know. Anybody got a good suggestion? Because we have nothing.
We failed. Sorry, everyone.
Yeah, we failed this one.
Is the bassist CC? I don't know who that is.
I don't know who that is.
Or maybe I do, and I just haven't. Oh, CC Von Strangelove.
Oh.
I think I don't think I've seen this creator before. Apparently, she's done some stuff with Ashdown, though.
Oh. Here's an outside the box one.
Okay.
Let me find her again. I just scrolled past her channel. I subscribed to it.
Ace says she's wee.
Mia Asano. Mia is the electric violinist who plays all the like metal covers.
Oh, yeah. That's a pretty good pick. Not a guitar player though.
Right.
So.
Not a guitarist, but is a music. But she has frets on her violin. Her violin has frets.
Ellen plays bass.
Amanda, I actually don't think it's about having female creators. I think this one is, we feel like it's an insult to whoever we name.
I think if I was staying in like the space of all of this, I would almost say like Ellen plays bass is Stature.
Yeah, I could see that.
Which I don't. Oh no, Stature does exist in the MCU now.
I met Ellen at NAMM.
Oh really?
Yeah, was over at the TWS Valiant booth.
Oh cool.
Yeah.
I think I would go with Stature. For Ellen.
Yeah, we'll cover that one at a later date. We're at our last one. We've got to name Wasp for sure. Amanda, I also like Wasp. I just don't think the MCU has treated that character very fairly. And honestly, Ant-Man and Wasp was not the greatest movie.
I looked up female guitar YouTubers, and the most recent, like the first thread that comes up on was from like 5 years ago, and most of the other things that come up on Reddit to discuss it are on Circle Jerk, so it's all
it's all trash,
not great,
untrustworthy.
I mean, I wouldn't say it's untrustworthy. It's just that you have to, you know what you're getting into.
I'm gonna double down on my Mia Asano. She's done content with Dovidas. She's in the space,
right.
And she has frets on her violin, which makes her a pseudo guitarist.
We'll make it work. We'll make it work. Just like Wasp is a pseudo superhero. Sorry, I sound like it's not even that like I dislike. I don't. The problem is I don't have any opinions on Wasp.
Yeah. Don't read any of that stuff, Amanda. Yeah, and Joe, I agree. Those forums just better not to be talked about at all. We did it. We got through 28 MCU characters.
I want to make a couple jumps here because there's a few there's a few people.
I'm gonna put a gap here. Let's real quick. What you got?
Oh, is Elise True still relevant to be included in this list? Is Elise True plays too many instruments?
Yeah, I did consider her as well. I did think about her, but like she's made that transition into not really being a content creator and being like a artist kind of thing. It doesn't really make as much.
It's like Elise True is ambient trash, really good at way too many instruments.
Yeah.
I've been telling RJ. So ambient trash, for those of y'all who are familiar with his guitar product demo channel, he's super cool, but he is in a band with Nisa Bell. He's the drummer in that band.
Really?
Which means ambient trash, if you watch any of his demos, you're like, he is a really awesome guitar player. But apparently he's the second or third best guitar player in his band. Or maybe he's just the best drummer in his band, But like, I like this. When I look at that, I'm like, damn, like to me, that's pretty wild. That's like, yeah, you're a guitar YouTuber, but you are a drummer in your band. This is the one I wanted to get to, is Jason Miles Morales.
I think so. I think that's without a doubt.
Want to make sure we shout out.
Yeah, shout out Jason here.
Shout out Jason. 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 Shout out And is there anyone else? Is there anyone else we want to hit? Is Zach from JHS? We have not done Josh Scott.
Yes,
we
we
have not.
did. Josh Scott is Drax.
Oh yeah, Josh Scott is Drax. That's right.
We did that.
Yeah.
So is there any other like? Okay, if Jason Mays is Miles Morales, Spider-Man, who is? I'm going to amalgamate because technically there's only one other MCU Spider-Man, and that would be the British guy, the British kid,
Andrew Tom Holland.
Tom Holland. Who is Tom Holland Spider-Man?
Who is Tom Holland Spider-Man? Who is Tom Holland Spider-Man? That's a great question. Thinking about this one. Tom Holland, I think all of the Peter Parker Spider-Mans kind of embrace similar things. Oh, Agu Fish, that's a decent call.
Yeah.
American snarky-ish when they put on the mask, maybe more. So Joe is also in line with Agu Fish. I think Agu Fish might be it.
That's a good one. I like that.
Yeah.
I would not have come up with that one. This is why the chat is amazing.
All
right.
Who is there any other YouTubers we want to? That's what I was thinking. Is like, who do we watch?
Do we want to do the opposite way for a couple?
Yeah.
All right, y'all.
This should have been obvious. We should have thought about this more.
Oh man,
yeah. Belle.
That's okay. There's actually, I'm going to make an argument as for Belle as Agatha Harkness.
I have not seen. I did not watch that series.
I did. I'd like to make I'd like to make that argument. Vincent, we already did Rhett Scholl. Rhett is Hawkeye.
Jim Lill.
He's a villain. He's a villain.
Jim Lill is a villain.
Yeah, Jim Lill's a villain.
I just don't think of Jim Lill ever.
Yeah.
Jim Lill hasn't made a video in 7 months.
Okay.
And his last video was turning his car into a guitar.
Katie S. Do you mean Katie H? We never ended up putting Katie H anywhere.
I thought we did.
No, we ended up going different places.
Where did we? Who ended up being Loki?
Loki ended up being Danny Sapko.
Oh, that's right. That's right. What's Del Boy? I don't know what Del Boy is.
Yeah, I don't know what Del Boy.
Fictional character from the BBC sitcom Only Fools and Horses.
Oh, not familiar with that.
Rocks and Chips.
Let's see. Yeah, I think we've really kind of covered most of the bases. We didn't place Ryan. We didn't place let's see who else we didn't place.
Somebody's earlier said Ryan as Sabretooth, and from just a looks perspective.
Yeah, I could see that. But I think Silver Surfer is the.
It's very too.
Yeah, that's obvious. It's got to be. Earl Trogley gets so much hate because he is a Gibson hyper, and Gibson gets hate, so he gets it
I think,
by proxy.
I think Trogley's largely misunderstood.
I think so too.
As well. I was thinking about this, and I don't really watch Trogley, but I think, when he's almost like a lowest common denominator guitarist, in the way that, not a lowest common denominator, so you have creators, and when you think of really all of the ranting and channels, and tomorrow on 60 Cycle Hum, the podcast is going to be about why guitar YouTube is failing, or if it's failing, and whatever. We're probably, once again, we will be late to the game, and hopefully we will be the last ones to talk about it, but probably not.
Not if I make a video about it, you won't be.
But I think within that, so that's lowest common denominator, is just to go with whatever the trendy topic is.
Yeah.
And I think in a different way, Trogley's a lowest common denominator, because he talks about things in a very simplistic way, that
Okay.
appeals to the most people. His playing, I think, is adequate, but YouTube is a place where everybody wants everyone else to be like a super shredder. I think Trogley's playing is fine. His tone could use a splash of reverb, I think, and
Yeah.
maybe some more mids. But he's doing the thing. People get mad that he's made friends with a lot of stores and stuff.
Oh
And
man, nailing it.
yeah, Trogley's like friends with a lot of stores, so he gets these deals. I actually found out, I heard recently that the higher ups, supposedly the higher ups at Gibson, really don't like Trogley.
Really?
Because the story that I've heard in the past is that he's a Gibson dealer.
Yeah, I had heard the same thing.
And
So
I've been told more recently that he's definitely not a Gibson dealer. He's got a couple people on the inside who can move him up the sales queue, but that basically he's never been able to buy like a 5-figure Gibson. That he's basically blacklisted from 5-figure Gibsons.
Oh, interesting.
Again, don't know how true that is or isn't. There is this aspect too.
Yeah.
Sometimes he says things that are that rate, and where I go about this lowest common denominator thing. A friend of the show, Hugh, sent me a clip recently, or sent me a video and said, go to this whatever spot where Trogley's got a Fender, I think is a Stratocaster, some Fender guitar, and he goes, oh, this Fender's got a matching headstock, which means the headstock is painted the same color as the body.
Right.
And on the one hand, I'm like, are you saying that because people won't intuit what a matching headstock is? Are you saying that because you think it needs to be explained? Like, and so I can see that both ways, where it's like, either you think your audience is so dumb they don't understand what a matching headstock is, or you think they're so potentially like new viewers that they are like new to the hobby that they won't know what it is. So
I think that's fair. I think, see, in that instance, I actually think that's very fair to say what a matching headstock is. And while people who know feel like they're being talked down to, there are more new guitarists picking the instrument up today than ever before. I think it's fair because I can't tell you how many guitarists I've talked to, in the all, I'm just being real, who have been playing for years. My sister is one of these, who I still sometimes have to explain which end of their pedal board they plug their guitar into.
Right.
My sister is an incredible guitarist. She's an incredible drummer, songwriter, does not get gear, just doesn't get it. She does not care.
Zach from Mythos' Gambit.
I think that's solid. If Ghostbusters were MCU, we'd obviously go that route, but they're not.
If Ghostbusters were MCU, then Zach would be Egon, right?
Exactly, 100%. He would totally be Egon.
I think this is a good take. I'll live with this, as much as I don't want to talk about Guitologist. He would be, I think he would be Magneto. He's a repair guy, so it's like good with metal. Was a good guy, now just thinks the world is against him.
So on the Trogley thing, I want to cover one thing. I feel like Trogley tries to do what Phil McKnight is good at.
Yeah, that's fair.
Like that deep dive. Here's all the metrics. Here's all the measure. Like really breaking down instruments to like their spec. He tries, not that he's bad at it. He's not as good as Phil is at it.
Yeah, it just doesn't hit for whatever reason. I don't know what that, I can't, don't know what that reason
I liked a few of his videos when I was looking to get the Epiphone Firebird. I watched his breakdown on that. And I thought it was pretty good, but it's very, okay. Phil, I watch for entertainment, even when I don't care about the guitar.
Right.
Trogley, I will only watch if I am interested in the guitar he is breaking down.
Yeah. I'm trying to think of something else.
Yeah, Earl, I agree. I don't dislike Trogley. It's just, it's I know it's a little Marmite. Which
I want
to. Should I explain Marmite?
What? It's an acquired taste?
No, it's people either love it or they hate it.
Oh, yeah, that's fair. I thought about spinning off this Amanda comment to a couple other creators in kind of that end of the world, but
yeah, but we are
I feel
already
like it's
well
gonna
over
I feel
time,
like it
and
just gets
yeah,
kind of gross to go down that. Um, yeah, that's fair. Ian says Charlie comes across as knows by rote, not
yeah,
experience. So it's like he's talking about the specifications, but maybe sometimes it comes across a little bit like you're just reading a spec list, which for what it's worth, it's what a lot of YouTubers do anyway.
100%.
So I don't know
Amanda.
what is it, which what I'm it's
I
just
think the route
Marmite
of
Road.
yeah, no, I think the route of throwing out the problematic creators.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh no, I was just like, I'm thinking of like guys who kind of like play the victim or kind of do the politics thing, but at the same time I almost feel uh Don Drapery about it, where it's like, oh, all these people dislike me. I'm like, I actually don't think about you at all.
Right. Yeah, that's really where I am.
But for what it's worth, I was telling someone, I may have mentioned this on the show, I don't remember, is for a lot of YouTubers, I think of them as Schrodinger's YouTuber. The last video I watched of theirs in my brain is the last video they made. As
Yep.
far as I know, they made their video and then they quit. Because if I'm not subscribed, so I'm not seeing, the next thing, then I don't really.
Well, even if I'm subscribed, I'm not seeing the next thing most of the time, to be
That's fair.
honest.
Yeah.
All right, Steve, I'm gonna go eat lunch.
Have fun.
Yeah. The rest
All
of
right,
you,
guys. Thanks for hanging out. Smaller crowd than usual today, but that's
it's
fine.
okay. It was a good time. So it's summer, man. It's
Yeah.
4th of July weekend.
Oh yeah, people are probably out of it.
Yeah, that's okay. They'll watch later. The link, Steve and I are going to put that link for the giveaway in the notes, like immediately after this, before I walk away, so that I don't ADHD it and never do it. Enter the giveaway. I see a bunch of you already have, and hopefully those of you that watch this after the fact actually watch it all the way to the end. I'll add a chapter marker so that people can get to it, and I'll put it in the description so that people see it.
If you get a chance, smash the like. If you enjoyed, we stream about once a month.
Yeah, every 3 to 5 weeks.
Let's take. Let's put down that.
There you go. Just one huge chapter in the middle. Exactly. All
Probably
right, y'all.
one chapter this one.
Yeah.
All right. Thanks, everyone. Stay grounded.
Peace.
My hand, when I wave my hand over here, it's not even in the frame.
I know. I have to do this.
All right. See y'all. Ending stream now.